A fusion is about to occur, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin the episode properly, I am about to unveil my strongest demon yet. I fused together Garuda and Black Maria, which I obtained, and I had to be level 75 to create someone who is familiar to us viewers, Remiel. Given bonuses, has 33 strength, maximum magic, 19 vitality, 19 agility, drains physical, strong against everything else with Samarikarm, Megidolaon, Shield All, Physical Drain, Anti-Most, Endure, and Bloodwine. It can give up health to get MP back. It can endure once per skirmish. This is the strongest demon I have. This thing is fucking invincible. And it's the one that I hated the most because I believe Remiel was inside of Mane. Doesn't matter to me, it's a strong thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go do some more demon-related stuff, and I'll see you guys later. I just wanted to show that off because that's fucking awesome. Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Devil Survivor Overclocked. At the beginning of this video, I showed you me getting Remiel. Here's my team. Got Bishamon. The only difference now is he has Megidolaon. I went ahead and cracked that, as well as some stuff for Kaido. Kaido is now possibly useful. Myself, I upgraded Strength once in an attempt to use Megidolaon, then I realized the value isn't super good, and decided the Holy Dance would still be fine for the main character, so I'm gonna keep that. We have Manade, Anti-Most, Dual Shadows for the 25% chance of actually getting an additional hit. And then Fortify, because whatever. Remiel, as you can see here, its stats, we'll be able to use Bloodwine quite a bit just to get more MP to the entire party at the sacrifice of a minor HP hit. We still got Komaku on Naoya. Nothing real different there. He is the same. I've changed up his stuff a little bit, though, to have Megidolaon, as well as extra charge, so he can do double damage on extra turns. Mana Surge, because I'm not using it, and, yeah, that's about it. A Garuda. We have a Garuda both on him and Mari, because they're really good. Because they have Megidolaon, Shield All, Amrita, as well as just being generally good and flight, so they can get over obstacles with no problem. Mari is now running Megiddo, because no one's using that, and that's about the only difference for her. And she has Black Maria, which is a very decent spellcaster. Kaido has two things with max strength, actually only one. I picked up this one in an auction, that's right. Well, we at least have 3 fighters here that are either 5 off from max strength, or just max strength in general. They got Deathbound. This one doesn't actually have anything now that I see it. Really? Man. The auction was not kind to me. I probably should have just fused him. Fuck it. He still has a thing that can hit. The important thing is he also has devil speed with it. But for Kaido, I've tried my best to make him actually usable. So he has multi-strike, Deathbound, Power Hit, Avenge, so high crit high counter chance, Life Surge, Pierce, and Marksman. So this should be what we're going to be using toward the end of the game. Once again, I trained on the free battle hard mode until the game until we got to the point where, like, you know, the game wasn't a challenge. Like, I feel like I could die, and what I do is I solo. I just take main character, and until that's a breeze, I stop. And that was a breeze, but there's a comp there that will constantly summon demons. So it's pretty much the best free battle in the game because you can constantly get experience very easily. But once I started getting low on MP, I'd quit. But for today, we are going to be going to Shiba Park and completely destroying it.
This place is full with refugees, as always.
It is. I'm a little thirsty, though. Some may say that soda does not hydrate you, but then they can shut up.
Hey, you think there'll be some demon tamers in here? Won't the angels come down and start attacking them then?
Yes. If that happens, protecting these people will be difficult.
The angels turned on the demon tamers. They are clearly running out of options.
Hey, you! Hey, don't pretend to ignore me. You're the one who defeated His Majesty and became the Overlord, aren't you?
Yes.
Shomonkai will kill you and save everyone from this horror. How dare you defeat our founder and master Belbereth?
Well, your founder killed himself to make Belbereth stronger. He's like, I use the power of the internet to give him all of my power. And I'm like, oh, okay, then you created he created the only, real talk, the only Bell Demon that I could kill in one turn. I mean, even Beelzebul took several turns. Him, one turn on both fights. Feel like your founder ain't that great. Neither is His Majesty, because I'm His Majesty now.
Our plans have failed because of you. You'll pay for your sins.
This isn't good. Are we surrounded?
No, we're not.
Haha, dumbasses. Who are the ones handing comps out to everybody, huh? I'm all in. Come on, I'll take you on.
Defeat anti-Overlord Shomonkai. Okay, if you're anti-Overlord, I expect great things from you. Great things. But it's probably a little bit too much to expect it, though. Damage up 2 times. Only normal attack selectable team. I'll be happy to crack that. That's all I really care about, because that could be something interesting for Kaido. Kaido, you're going up the rear. That's what you're best at. Let's go! Oh, well, look at that. I can hit both of you.
Ruined because of you. You'll pay with your lives.
Yeah. All of our plans. Yeah. How about this? Megidola own. That's 1. Mere humans can't trifle with someone as strong as me. Like, it's useless at this point, alright? You're using demons that I can easily defeat at this point. Ganesha, all of these guys, they're none. I'll say this. They didn't really do anything to make the final day convenient for you. Like, the final day, not the 8th day. In terms of grinding, it was pretty shit. You got some good stuff in the beginning, but on the 8th day, they actually put some effort into it because it's brand new content. And it's very easy to just burn through these guys. And I think this is really good because the last day was very unfun at the end because grinding was a complete chore. Especially considering the sheer volume of strength what you had to fight had. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, this feels more balanced. Like, you have a chance to actually be super strong. The other one, you know, experience was pretty balls. I don't know, like I prefer, you know, being super powerful compared to being super weak, you know? There's not really a happy medium with the game for that, unless you're just using your own discretion on grinding. So pretty much the only time you can have a happy medium of being balanced with whatever your opponent is in this game is going into the hard mode battles and only doing a couple of them and not making it until you can solo it on your own. I will say getting money is a little bit easier now, though. That was definitely, you know, a bit of a funner thing to do. Because at this point, I do not think if I want to get any more demons. I did see that Nyarlathotep is available at level 78, so I may try and get that, maybe before the final battle of this day. But other than, and that's just for the main character, other than that, I'm pretty much enjoying what I've got set up here. Like, I'm pretty damn strong. I have several party members on most people's teams that can pull off a Megidola own, like, just like that. And it's easier to get decent party members for everyone, which, to be honest, has been a problem throughout the entire game. The game, I will say, in terms of giving final thoughts, because I can kind of do that now since we're toward the end of everything, because this will be the final. Whether I've done, I'm recording this route first, essentially, just as a heads up. No matter what routes and what bonus content I do, this is going to be the last thing, this specific route. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how much my patience for the game is, because no matter how good a game is, in my opinion, you know, like, you can eventually get tired of games, you know, like, beating the game multiple times, get multiple routes, like, it all depends on how much content I want to cover for the game, because this is a fairly long game. It easily beats out any of the DDS games, and easily Nocturne in terms of how much stuff it is, but if I have to talk about stuff, like, in terms of the plot and stuff, in terms of the plot of the game, I think it's really good. It does a very good job of giving you different options. I think the whole angel thing and how they act is pretty stupid, so I don't really see like a super large benefit in ever like wanting to care about following Amane's path and the angels in any way whatsoever, though I feel like there may be some benefit for some people. Also, Kaido is fucking useless! He is never going to matter! Oh my god! But, I feel like, there's not really... In a story point, I don't ever agree. It's not that I don't agree with Law in SMT. I don't agree with God as a character. So if someone's directly representing God, nah, not a fan, you know? Like, it's like, so long as the law has to deal with the world and not being controlled by some god, it's like, you know, even it, I don't know, I don't like Jehovah in this, so that's just my thing. But I like all the different paths you have. There's obviously one with Jin that I'm guessing involves using Haru's music to rid the demons. You've got Yuzu's thing of escaping, and you've got all these other routes that I don't know about. I'm guessing, like Atsuro's, where you can free stuff. Like, there's a bunch of good ones here. Also, fuck, these guys are tough. These guys are actually tough. Looks like in the end, only my main character is the only one that can actually holds a candle against most enemies. But what I was saying, to get back to that, I like the amount of endings that are in the game, and I think they're really good. That they have a bunch of different varied ones that you can generally get the idea of them before you even go, like Atsuro wanting to control the demons, Yuzu trying to escape, Jin trying to get the demons out, Naoya wanting you to pretty much rule as an overlord, Kaido somewhat similar, just beating everyone up because he's a big bully, you know, like all the endings are represented really well, the story's actually really good, there's a lot of stuff to care about. A lot of side characters. I know characters like Shoji and Honda are completely optional and do nothing to the plot whatsoever, but I cared enough to want to talk to them and, you know, go up to them throughout.
Wait, what are you doing?
It's the maiden. What plans does she have?
Oh, Lady Amane.
Why do you turn your pain on them? They are not the enemy.
That time you start making sense. Also, for like all up until I released the first episode of this, I thought her hair was a flower when it clearly is a headband. I'm sorry.
Lady Amane, what are you saying?
My father tried to free mankind from God's grasp with his majesty's power.
You see, that is true. The Shomonkai's entire motivation was to make it so God doesn't control us. And you are now fighting us, who are trying to kill the angels because God's trying to control us.
Our wish was to grant him the power to strike God down. But consider this. Is that not essentially mankind striking God down?
But you're saying that it doesn't matter who strikes God down? His Majesty could defeat God. These are children.
What are you talking about? I beat your... Give me a second. He's stupid. I beat Belberith.
That's...
Exactly. They defeated His Majesty, but that power lives on within this one.
I am essentially Belberith.
We must do what we can to help him strike God down using the power of the bells.
Shut up! Master Belbreth is our only king! This child is not Belbreth. He's just a heretic who stole his power and his life. If you lend him your power, Maiden, you're a traitor to our cause.
You fail to understand. Very well. Strike me down. Now, Overlord, I will hold this line. Hurry on ahead.
What a fine outcome. What will you do? She intends to help us escape.
Let's save her.
Excellent. Her charisma will prove advantageous to us.
There we go. I like that. I'd rather help her. If she finally starts talking sense and stops being a bitch, I'm perfectly fine with her. None of that. Now that Remiel seems to be like, oh, I'm not going to be here to say, hey, you've got to do this yourself, but I can't have you do this way because that you can't do it like that. I fucking hate Remiel. It's the worst fucking character. Because it just shows the nonsense that exists with those characters that are representative of God, where it's like you have to do everything yourself, or we will come in and either kill you or take over. But you can't do it this way, because that's I'm not gonna tell you where something is so you can do it yourself. No, you should just do it like that, and it makes absolutely no sense. It's fucking stupid. And really, if that character didn't exist, I'd actually think of God a little bit better. But since that character exists, there's no reason, because that just makes that side look stupid. Look stupid and completely fucking dumb. Like, Remiel as a character was the one thing that led me to completely go on the Nalia side. And think, yeah, there's no other way. There's no other way. The other ways are fucking stupid comparatively. Like, why the hell am I gonna side with a god that, you know, has so many rules and stipulations? Like, fucking whatever, alright? You suck. You sucked at Nocturne, you suck now. The only cool thing about God is Megatron. Megatron, sorry, I said his name wrong. Megatron's the only cool thing about the God side, because he's fucking cool. Because he's a robot. He's a robot angel guy. And I'm sure he's gonna go, oh. To continue on final thoughts, though, gameplay is really solid. I still feel like, until endgame, strength characters are fucking bad and aren't that good pretty much at all. And, yeah, that's very disappointing. Like, I honestly don't think they're that good, and I kind of wish they were. But other than that, the gameplay is really solid. The crack skill system's really cool. And yeah, I think the New Game Plus features are also really nice. They gave me the opportunity to say, would you like to do the 8th day, or would you like to just save this as a clear save? So I could just start the game over. But I wanted to beat this first. It also means that if I bring in compendium stuff or anything to a New Game Plus, I'll have these superpower demons. So, you know, it just takes a little bit more work should I want to do that kind of thing. So, I really think this game is very good. It's funny because it's essentially kind of almost feels like a cross of SMT and Fire Emblem. When you think about it, people are like they're waiting for it. And this is kind of what that is. If you take out the fact that Fire Emblem characters don't exist here, like, it's definitely that grid-based combat combined with the SMT thing. But I like it. I'm not a big tactics guy, but I do like this. Though I always say that because I didn't really get into stuff like FF Final Fantasy Tactics, but I enjoyed Disgaea to a degree. But I like this, so I probably like tactics games. You know, like. But this game's very good. It is very good. You watch out. Don't you die. Fucking, you lost Garuda immediately. Oh, no, don't worry. Well, don't worry. Your followers are fucking bros. Hey, what's up? Would you like a little bit of assistance? I think I can provide some of that. First off, let me save my own skin. Alright, now yeah. Throw out whatever you have left in resources, because you don't have a lot. Like, much at all. It's just physical attacks. But I think the gameplay, the story, and all the characters are relatively likable. Voice acting's fine, except for we have to pronounce certain types of things to respect the Japanese thing, but it doesn't make sense. Because a lot of people, even Atlas, have kind of forgotten the concept of localization. Because it started off with, you get bad localization type stuff, bad translations of stuff, and then they're like, okay. And they tried to Americanize it too much, and then they're like, we gotta be loyal to the Japanese, and now it's less on localization and more on translation. Because they'll still have, you know, correct pronunciations and stuff like that, instead of focusing on something that matters, which is to not only translate it, but also make it so it isn't completely, you know, ridiculously Japanese. And it's like, being ridiculously Japanese isn't necessarily, like, bad. It's just, like, you don't need to say karaoke. You don't need to do stuff like that. You can also argue it's the same for something like they don't need to add senpai or anything like that to the Persona games, but they do that. But, you know, I don't know. That's just a thing they've done, so I think it's fine. But the other stuff, it's a little bit much. But with that, we're done. Would have been done a little earlier, but I wanted to help her out. She helped us out.
Lord of Bel, thank you for saving me.
Well, I'm just glad you're safe.
I am too. If you had not helped, I would be dead.
Tell us, Maiden, what is happening with the Shomonkai now?
The Shomonkai has split into two factions. One sides with the angels and wants to defeat the Overlord, thus saving mankind. The other, of which I count myself, vows never to yield to the whims of God. I am trying, but I do not have the unifying power my father held.
Without a leader, they panicked.
Yes. If my father was alive, I'm sure he would have tried to do the same as I. My father sought to free mankind from God. The pact with Belberith was the means. He defeated Belberith to become the Overlord. He will surely grant our desires.
I see. So that's why you helped us.
Huh. You've got guts. I'd have just killed all those losers if I was you.
Will you please hear what I have to ask of you?
What is it?
I have come here to make my intentions known. I want my father's dreams to come true, and I will serve you. Please, will you let me be by your side?
What about Remiel?
The angel's presence vanished from my mind last night. I do not know why.
Oh, yeah, I know why. It's mine.
He fled. He bet on humanity. And the result was the birth of a human overlord. He must be hiding in heaven now, cursing his own power.
Is that so? I regret what I did to Remiel.
No, Remiel's terrible.
Don't bother. Hold your head high and don't sweat the small stuff.
We will. Let's do our best.
Thank you. Let me be clear. I will follow you. Let us do our best.
Lady Amane, we will look after matters while you are gone. Please, be careful.
Alright, new party member. Let's compare stats. Oh. 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 Bye. Oh, man. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling on the subject here. Bye. Let's do that. Because she's fucking way better than you. Speaking of, let's clear all this out. Go ahead and give you some of these techniques. How about that? How about that? give her some cool stuff here. Yeah, you're gonna need it, new lady. There's a new bitch in town. I might as well get that for you. Well, as for you, you've immediately been downgraded. You can take what oh, also, let's fucking get this shit off of you. In case I want to give it to someone else. See how immediately I just betray those who are friends to me? I'm fickle. You can just be a regular spellcaster. It's fine, we have the moves to give you anyway, so it's not like you're really losing out in any way. I can't give him another blank dying, so I have judgment just there to be there. Don't give vigilant. Vigilant doesn't actually do anything. Do that. And hustle. Guess this will be the team we have. This could use some work, though. I do have cash. Can I afford anything worth a damn? I can. Okay. Which one's better? Honestly, this is better. Mess with team here. There we go. We have our new team, everybody. Adding a Amane gives us another super OP spellcaster. To the point where we're not doing physical at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and give her my set, looks like. Looks like that's the best way to do it. With that, I think we could bring this to a close. I could get Nyarlathotep. In fact, I may get Nyarlathotep off screen in between episodes. So next time, we will continue our adventures through day 8. I could talk a little bit about the game a little bit more next time, but I'll see you next time, and maybe I'll have another demon to show off. Until then.